This is the best tripod system you've probably never heard of. This is the Smooth Camera Gear T8 tripod system that's centered around the T8 fluid head. Smooth Camera Gear sent me this tripod for review and testing, but they don't have any input on this video, and all of these thoughts and opinions are my own. I know my audience is full of a lot of beginners who are just starting their filmmaking journey, and you might have just had a camera. You may have seen some of my cheaper camera reviews about like this $100 setup, the NEX5N, and you're looking at like a $12,000 camera setup over here with a tripod and a cinema camera, the Sony FX6, or you're already a full-time filmmaker working in production and you need a high-quality tripod system. That's why you're watching this video. Whatever the case, my recommendation to you is to stop buying cheap tripod systems that you have to upgrade over time and just buy a really good tripod system right at the beginning of your career. I wish somebody would have told me this a long time ago. Look at all the tripods that I've collected. There's two different travel tripods, this Viltrox tripod that I've used for years, an E-Image GH06, which is a pretty popular tripod, and a Magnus tripod that I'm shooting on right now that I use in this YouTube studio. These are way too many tripods, and some of them obviously serve different purposes, right? A different tool for a different purpose, but there's actually a lot of overlap here, and the T8 system solves a lot of the typical problems that I face on a production set. The E-Image GH06 is a pretty popular tripod that maybe you've seen reviews on, and it falls in a similar price range to this T8 system. There's quite a few similarities here, so I'm gonna use that GH06 system as a comparison with the T8. Price point wise, the T8 fluid head comes in at $596. It's very hard to find a really high quality fluid head for under $600, and this tripod head does it. This tripod head performs beautiful pans and tilts, has a really solid counterbalance to support much larger camera systems, has a really great locking mechanism so you don't have to tighten things down so hard, and is overall just an incredible head. They have a bunch of different leg options as low as like $400 up to these ones right here that I have are the carbon fiber version, which are around $800. So all in, you can get a complete tripod package for anywhere from $1,000 to $1,400 or so. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but this tripod right now is supporting a $10,000 camera package, and you want a really high quality system that also has the features that you would need to be able to perform different camera moves like panning and tilting, etc. Only certain types of tripods can handle the weight of a setup like this, and the Smooth Camera Gear tripod is one that can, but it does it for a more affordable price point. The tripod material is all built out of alloy, so this is a durable metal that's going to last for many, many years, and it's a really high quality feel. The T8 fluid head is a 75mm ball head, which fits into any tripod legs that are a 75mm bowl. This is a very common bowl system, so you can of course use it with whatever existing tripod legs you currently own. The T8 has a sophisticated 8-step counterbalance system to be able to accommodate different camera setups that range from 1 kilogram to 8 kilograms. So as you turn that counterbalance knob from 1 to 8, you're increasing the counterbalance by 1 kilogram per increase. Now the GH06 has 8 kilograms of counterbalance as well, but there's only 5 stops that you can change, so it's not a true 1 kilogram increase each time. It's a little bit different than that. So I prefer this 8-stop system because you get a true 1 kilogram and you can just refine that counterbalance a little bit more in between each stop. On the body, you also get an illuminated bubble level to see in the dark. I cannot tell you how many times I have to pull out my portable flashlight and shine it in a darker environment to be able to see if my camera is level. I do this all the time with my E-Image tripod, but on the T8 system, this illuminated bubble level is so helpful to be able to level your tripod in a darker environment. On both the T8 system and the GH06, you're gonna get spare tripod screw threads, so you can mount these screws directly into the tripod head to be able to have spare screws whenever you might need them. The T8 system shipped those screws with the tripod head, which I found very convenient, while the GH06 did not come with screws, but you can of course purchase additional screws and screw those in to have spare screws on your tripod system. One of the main differences between these two tripod systems are the way that the camera mounts onto the tripod. With the T8 system, you get a quick side loading system. It's a little bit different if you're not familiar and you haven't used this before. It takes a little bit getting used to, but honestly, it's really quick. With the GH06, you get the more traditional rear loading where you slide the tripod plate onto the tripod from the rear. This is very familiar for people who have used any of those Manfrotto systems before or E-Image. This is a very familiar system for a lot of the more affordable options. I have historically preferred this rear loading system because that's what I'm most familiar with, but as I've used the side loading system of the T8, I've really enjoyed how quickly I can get my camera positioned and locked into place. The SteadSolid carbon fiber tripod legs that I have here on this setup are really great. First of all, it feels very lightweight, but also solid enough to be able to hold a very heavy camera rig. I have a Sony Burano coming in for my production team very soon. We pre-ordered a Burano, and right now I have the FX6 that I've been testing this out with, but the Burano is going to be a little bit heavier than the FX6, and I'm curious to try to rig that camera out and curious to see how this tripod performs with the Burano setup, but I'm confident that it's going to do a great job. These legs have very nice tiltable rubber feet, seats on the bottoms of them so that you get a kind of a grippy surface so that your tripod doesn't slide around on the floor. Those feet are also removable, which reveals some spikes so that you're able to mount this tripod in more rugged terrains, things like if you're outdoors in the woods shooting or you're on sand or something, and you really need to push your tripod into the ground a little bit more, you do have spikes on the feet as well. One of the things about the legs are you do have 2 locks to adjust the lower and upper shelves of the legs. This is different than the monolock system of the GH06, which uses 1 lock to adjust both sets of legs. So this is a little bit quicker in my experience. This might come down to personal preference. If you're someone who likes to have individual control over each section of your tripod, you might want multiple levers to lock different legs at different times. But the GH06 has 1 lever to adjust the entire range of the leg, which is actually a pretty convenient feature. As far as total weight that these tripods can support, the T8 boasts a 12 kilogram load capacity, which is over 26 pounds of load. That's very heavy, and for most production instances like this one right here, you're not going to reach that 12 kilogram load. On the eImage website, it says that they recommend a 6 kilogram load capacity for the GH06, which I feel like is a little bit low. I think I've certainly exceeded that 6 kilogram load before and not had issues, but that's just something to note that it looks like the T8 system actually is approved for double the load capacity for your cinema cameras. Overall, the Smooth Camera Gear T8 fluid head is one of the best fluid heads I've ever seen, sub $600. If you only have $600 to spend on a fluid head, I do not think there's an option in 2024 that's a better option than the T8 system. I really like these carbon fiber legs as well, but it's not totally necessary if you already have a good set of legs that supports a 75mm ball head. You can just purchase the T8 fluid head and then attach that to your existing set of legs. To wrap this up, let me just reiterate to you as a professional creator, or if you're just beginning your filmmaking journey and you're looking for a good tripod, please, whether it's this tripod or a different system, be sure to invest in a high quality video fluid head as well as a good set of legs. This will save you a ton of money down the road and then just let you focus on making high quality content for years to come. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I have a ton more videos you can check out on this channel right here. Thanks so much, guys. Much love.